Hey everyone, welcome to J Lovely Podcast. I hope I said that right, y'all, because I ain't been on here in a minute. So I hope I said it right. But I'm cooking today. Yes, I am. I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking some spaghetti. Let's see here. So let's talk about my songwriting process. Because that's what I want to talk about coming on here. I know I should say this for J-Base, right? We'll do it again on J-Base. But I have been releasing snippets of songs that I wrote. And they are copyrighted, my copyrights. They are my songs. And some of the beats I do have exclusive rights to. And then there's some of the beats I have leased to. And then some of the beats I found on YouTube, and they'll have like free download. You can download it to do free things, but I just needed it for my writing purposes, okay? So I'm not trying to make any money off of that part or anything, but to showcase my writing skills, I needed the beat. So if somebody wants to buy the beat, they have to go to the person who owns it and buy it from them. But they did give permission for, just doing little things like this. Little meat trying to get loud on me. Anyways, I've been having a great time these last couple weeks working on the music and getting snippets out there, which should have been gotten out there 15 years ago, to tell the truth. No, I'm going to say not 15, but... why do I always do that? Like, I know I always go up and then have to jump back down on what I'm trying to say. But, these songs are like 14 years old. And some of them have just been upgraded to fit where we're at now. That's the only difference. Some of them been modified. Other than that, yeah. Other than that, they're just old songs that I've been had. And I understand people be like, girl, what you gonna do with them songs? Well, some of the songs I am keeping for myself. And I'm gonna release under my name. And y'all remember I told y'all I was doing the clean slate thing. So I've been doing that now since last year around November. Yeah, I'm sorry this meat loud. Maybe we should talk about the the spaghetti until I get some water in this pan. It's so loud for no reason. But yeah, I'm just enjoying myself, keeping busy, and at the same time, it's a form of therapy. Writing has always been a form of therapy for me. So when I get to go back in and I look at something, I say, oh my God, this is where I was at back in those days. And that's not where I'm at now, although some people seem to think I am, but I'm not. I hate that I can't really... Actually, it's pitiful that people can't write stuff without being, judged or being, basically looked at like, oh, you still got feelings for that person. Child, them feelings gone. And so is the money. So, of course, I'm going to write. Write books, write anything I can write to try to help myself out. I promise y'all, this meat is going to quiet down in a few minutes. Because I'm going to cook these noodles. I'll be right back. Let's turn that phone off. Because y'all, people have a way of calling. Right time I start getting on the podcast, they start calling. Every time I come in this kitchen to cook, and I get right over here in this area, I have chest pains. Every time. I don't know what it is, but something about this area gives me chest pains. Alright, y'all, I'm getting the meat out. And we can talk about it. If y'all got time today, I got time. Just pulling this meat out of here. It's a turkey spaghetti. Turkey meat be dry. You don't add a little oil or butter to it. I gotta get out of this area. I don't know what it is, y'all. Something over here. It makes my chest hurt. Makes it feel like a muscle pulling in it. Get my water in here. Dang. Oh yeah, we can have some garlic toast tonight. Y'all know I'm cooking for my granddaughters, right? Y'all know that's what I do. I am that grandma that will put a meal together in a heartbeat. Okay, so we got the pot quiet, letting those noodles cook. And let me get in here and sit down. Sit my tail down somewhere. Whew. I don't know what it is over there, but you hear how I'm out of breath? That don't happen till I go over there. I'm wondering if it's the electricity. Okay, anyway, guys, let's talk songwriting. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of my songwriting is based on experiences that either I have experienced or somebody I know has experienced. Like the song I wrote today. That was finally a song about my ex, the one I had for 15 years that I stayed with. Well, that was about me and him. It was about how we met. And the first day I actually met him, the first time I ever saw him, is somebody said, hey, there's a couple down there in the road, they fighting. They fighting and they fussing. And I didn't know it was him at the time. But the people we was hanging around, it was me and some other women. We were hanging around it was a little club spot, right? And so we were hanging around that club spot, and that spot was known for, men to come down to and cheat on women. And at that time, I didn't know the club was known for that because we had just started going. And so we didn't really know much about the area that we was in. However, this guy, he was fussing and I didn't really get a good look at him. I just looked down there when they said somebody's fussing and arguing, and they said a woman named Tammy, and then they called the man name, and I didn't really know either one of them like that. I didn't. I didn't even see what his face looked like. So later on that night when he came up and he saw me, he was like, I like her. But I didn't know he had just finished fussing with his old lady. I didn't know that was him. And they put on a real big show. I could see them, throwing stuff at each other and all that. But I didn't know it was him until I found out that was him about 3 months later. That's how I found out it was him. And I was like, oh my God. I didn't know it was him. But see, by then I done got invested emotionally in with him. And we had been going out. We had been seeing each other for you know, that night he came back up there to the club spot. Okay, let me add that in there. That night he came. If y'all hear something in the background, it's that refrigerator. I don't know why that refrigerator make that noise, but it's irritating. We're not pausing out. So that night when he came back, somehow me and him ended up talking to each other. And I think it just started over, you know, can I get a cigarette? Or can I buy a cigarette from you? And I didn't know at that time. I thought really it was just because, you know, he was trying to talk to me and use the cigarette as an excuse, because at that time I was smoking. And I sold him some cigarettes. You know how we give each other like a quarter, 50 cents. I better be careful how I say that, because I don't want you to think that I was selling cigarettes. But you know how, you know, to help get another pack back, you know, you give me 50 cents for one. It's basically called selling, though, ain't it? Anyways, that's what I did. And I gave it to him. And then we started hitting it off from there on, because the other girls, the other women, not girls, oh, heavy doggone, they've got a big fire out here. Y'all just came outside to get some fresh air. Lord, I ain't even got no keys. Hold up, y'all. Y'all give me a second, because I just want to make sure that I have a ride up out of here, just in case. Just in case. Oh. This fire is close. Okay, so anyway, let me try to recap my thoughts now. I come out here and saw that, and I'm like, oh Lord, now I'm gonna have to be up all night watching this. Anyway, let's get back to the story. So him and Big Tammy had broke up, and supposedly this time was it for them. That was it. And I didn't know that was him. I didn't know that was the man that was fussing with the woman. I saw the woman and I saw a man in some jeans, but I didn't know it was him. And so later that night when he came back driving his car, we started talking. Because see, he wasn't in his car when they were fussing. He was riding with her. And she put him out and he went back home and got his car. So what happens after that is we start talking, we get to know each other, we do the deed, and we fall for one another. We fell so far for one another until we stayed together 15 years. So what does this have to do with the song? The song, Loving, let me go back and find the name of the song. The song Loving Your Ex is about, you know, I should have took heed. I should have took warning to what you were saying. You know, when you and your ex were fussing, I should have been paying attention, because then I could have saved myself from going through that same type of heartache and pain. And that's what that song was about. Y'all, I'm sorry, that fire got me distracted. So I tell y'all what I'm gonna do. I'm going to keep talking about it, but I'm just, like, it's right across from me, so I'll probably pop it in and out from time to time. Okay, let me focus on y'all. I'm focusing on y'all. Okay, so that's what that song is about. Loving your ex. Like, if I would have just listened and looked and paid attention to what you went through, instead of thinking it couldn't happen to me, then I wouldn't have been going through the same hurt and misery that she went through. So that's what the song is about. I just noticed something. These woods almost... Oh. Yo, I'm getting all kind of distracted. Let me stir these noodles. Sometimes we need to listen to the exes. Instead of feeling like jealous and bitter because they used to go with them. We need to hear what they're saying. Because every ex ain't trying to get back with them. They trying to let you know that you ain't getting nobody. Because that woman, I saw her one time after we got together. And we was in Rockingham, North Carolina. We was at a store, and all of a sudden this woman pops up while we're together. And she didn't say much to me. She just rolled by and hollered out, he ain't the S word. You know, the ish. That's what she hollered out and said. And I really didn't pay it no attention. Now, there was another incident where she did go to his sister's house. And she, you know, that's in the phase when she was trying to get back with him. But I don't honestly think that they ever really broke up like that. Now, looking back now and being more mature about what really happened, instead of, you know, living out the imagination I had about what we had together, I look back now and can say that man, you know, he didn't do me no different than what he did to her. He just waited. He just did it to me longer because I was the youngest one out of the crew that he had been with. You know, I was in my early 20s. I mean, late 20s. I was like 28, 29 years old. And he was already like 37. So, see, he was an older man, too. So, y'all know I can write for days on that. And I do got some older man songs. Sure do. But what I'm saying is, the songs is from experience. And that's why they sound so hurtful. Because it hurted. They sound so emotional. Because it was an emotional time. Trying to love a man who's out here with 7, 8 different women at one time. And one thing he would always say is, I have a home everywhere I go. Anywhere I go, I've got a home. If I'm there, I've got a home in that city. And I was like, wow. And I never really paid no attention. I really thought he was joking. Okay, that's what I did. I thought the man was joking. But he wasn't joking. He was telling the truth. Now, whether it was a woman with money or a woman with just a place for him to do the drugs, you know, he still had that place. And that door was always open for him no matter what. And that's how it was with me. My door was always open for him. Not now, but, you know, we broke up a lot of times and got back together. And my door stayed open till 2010. 2010, I closed that chapter completely. So now I can speak to him. And I can see him, whether if he with somebody or not. I can speak to him and get through it. I can't say it won't bring back the memories of what we went through, because we were both domestic toward each other. He do something to me, I go back at him. I do something to him, he come back at me. We were doing tick for tocks. You know, neither one of us was innocent in that relationship at all. But that song, Loving Your Ex, it just reminded me of the first time that I met him. Because it was one of the most special moments And at the same time, it was the worst choice of my life. That's the way I have to look at it, like that. Because the first year of our relationship was great. He was helpful. He was trying to help me pay bills. And, he was doing what a man's supposed to do. But after that first year, it started going down. But see, I was so young and dumb. I mean, I was just wise in my own mind and didn't realize somebody was there to outsmart me. That's how deception looks. When you think you got it figured out, you really don't. Because if you got it figured out that good, that means that life is over for you. You stop growing, you stop learning. And so at that time, I felt like I knew what to do, because I had already been in one long-term relationship with an old man. So I figured, I know what to do with this one. I did not. Didn't have a clue what to do with him. And then when he turned the tables on me, he had been chewing me up so good, I didn't realize that, hey, I just realized I'm doing all the work in this relationship, and all he's doing is giving orders. And child, if I listened to that one when she said that man won't ish, I should have listened to her. Oh my God. When she said that, she hollered out that window and hit the gas on that car. She slowed down and his eyes got big. And I said, who was that? And he said, that's that girl, that big crazy girl named Tammy. I was like, what? I still don't know who Tammy really is to this day. I just know she was a big, light-skinned woman. And she slowed that car down. And she hollered out, he ain't it. And hit the gas. She never lied. I didn't have a reason not to like her, but I didn't have a reason to talk to her either. And I think that's why, that's probably what made me fall for him even more, because it was the thrill of a man and a woman meeting together. And, and listen, whoever came up with this, the lyrics, love is so good when you're stealing it, that's what it felt like. And that's what made it it made it better. It made it hot. It made it steamy. It made me alive, because it's a part of me that liked taking chances, that liked taking risks. And here I was risk taking. I was taking chances. Back then, I didn't care. You can call me a thug, whatever you want to call me. I was about business, about doing what I need to do. So I was not this saint. I was not, this Christian woman like I am today. And I think if people get their mind out the gutter, and they realize when we start telling truthful testimonies, that's what will draw people in the church. When my songs get played, that's my testimony. I might not can tell it like that in church like I can through a song. And so I can't help it if it sounds like blues, because I'd have a bluesy beat, but it's my testimony. It is not how it gets out, it's what's getting out. It's like, it's not what goes in you, but what comes out of you. So whatever I'm putting out there, whatever comes out of that is the fruit of my labor. And that's why, like, when I hear the song, it's like, y'all want to hear the song? I could play the song, but I cannot play it long. Y'all know we ain't gonna play it right here. We're gonna do that on J-Bass, because I rather take a chance on J-Bass than this channel here, because this channel been out longer. Because like I said, some of the music that I do, some of it is mine, and some of the beats are mine. I have exclusive rights to them. But some, I only have a right to use it for certain purposes. And I have to be careful of that, due to copyright infringements. Okay? But yeah, what I put out there, that's somebody getting a hold of that. And somebody gonna hear that song and say, oh my God, I just went through the same thing. If this sister can make it, I can make it too. That's the way I see it. And I think why I had not put them out sooner is because I was worried about what church folk would say about me. I was worried, the songs I had wrote in the past, y'all know what, I'm gonna tell y'all some honest stuff. Back in the days, I used to throw these parties every weekend. And believe it or not, I would set a keyboard up on the table. My kids had to bring a keyboard in and set it up every Friday. That keyboard stay up till Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then Monday, the keyboard get put back up. Because when people would come in, I would start playing on the keyboard these songs that I wrote. And my living room floor would just be full of people dancing. I still can see some of that to this day. See some of them people dancing up in here. My daddy be up dancing. And then there were some songs I would have. They'd be like, that's boring right there. You need to cut that off. That put me to sleep. But it's the thing that these are old songs. They're just new and modified. The testimony is still real behind the songs. I had to get to a point, and I think what pushed me to the point, I don't know why I keep saying it. I know what pushed me to the point was when I started going through the situation I started going through in 2022, when I started seeing church people just turning their back on God just to satisfy whoever assigned them to try to harass and intimidate me and say certain words to me to get a reaction out of me. When I seen how many church folks was really involved in that kind of evil, that's when I said, you know what? Forget them. I got to do me. I got to live my life. It's not that I'm being controlled. They're the ones they be in control. They have to be told what to do. And so I felt like now's my time. Let me just be me. Let me just be real. I'm going to put this out here. If anybody likes it, they like it. If they don't like it, I don't care. This world is made up of billions of people. These little church people is not going to stop God's process in my life. And me writing those songs about my life is not going to stop God from loving me. But now, where they end up played at, I don't know where they'll end up played at. But my intentions is for good with these songs. Is to bring back life and love, real, true love at that. And to bring back empathy. The real meaning behind, how I can understand what you're going through and you understand what I'm going through. How we can relate and communicate. That's what's missing these days. Nobody communicates or relates to anybody anymore because everything's on social media. Now, if you don't have a cell phone, you don't do social media, you're in a good space right now. Yeah. You might be a little bit behind time, but I bet you ain't missing a beat on life. Because with this here, social media stuff can take all day, all night. And next thing you know, 3-4 weeks done went by for some people. But yeah, I like writing songs, and I will continue to write songs. I will continue to sing and let my snippets out some. Now, the ones that I let out with snippets is because I'm pretty sure about them. Don't look for no perfect vocals on these snippets because I'm looking for artists. I'm looking for managers. I'm looking for A&R. So that's why it may not be perfect vocals on here. Because I'm not even recording in a professional studio. I'm recording at home off my little $14 pair of headphones and this thing called BandLab. Thank God for it. That's what I'm recording off of. And it's actually, y'all, if it ain't the turkey meat frying, it's these noodles getting loud. Y'all hear them noodles getting loud? But yeah, that's how I do. I just, my writing process is pretty simple. I look at life and I say, what was the problem I had in that moment? What do I want the main message to be in my song? And that's usually where I get my hook from too. My hook says in that song, I actually got the words right here. Wrong one. Let me tell you. I usually do talk about the music on J-Base, y'all. I don't know why I'm talking about it on here. I guess because I'm cooking on J-Bass, we only have the bass guitar in the background. That's it. We don't have no food in the background. It's in... The hook is, I'm paying the price for loving your ex. I should have known better. When you were through, I'm paying the price for loving your ex. I didn't take heed. Now I'm hurting too. That's what the song says. And that's true. I should have known better if I would have known that was him fussing with that woman like that, I wouldn't have got with him. Because, they went off. I mean, it went as far as a baseball bat beating a woman's car. Her car door got beat in. And the back of her window got busted out. Ain't no way. And she had her whole crew of girls or women, however you want to say it, had a whole crew of women there to jump on them. Ain't no way, y'all. Ain't no way I would have put myself in the middle of that. So I had to walk around. I had to tote my gun with me everywhere I went because I didn't know till after that 3rd month that's who that was. Because after I knew him for 3 months, that's when I went and met his family. He introduced me to his family. And they were looking at me and they was like, you didn't know who that was? I was like, no, I didn't know who that was. And so it should have been a red flag, but it wasn't. It wasn't really. After I found out, we was already invested. That's all I could say. And we just toughed it out. But I can say this. I never saw that woman again. Besides them incidents that I mentioned, I never saw her again. I could not even tell you what she looked like right now. After that, it was like, never even heard anybody else talk about it. I sure didn't. Never heard anybody talk about it. But my songs are about life and things that are happening right now for women. And, still from happening back then. But we as women now handle these situations different now. And I think, honestly, that women are just really too hard on ourselves whenever we get into these bad relationships and stay a little longer than we need to be. Don't put yourself down if you go through this. Just know there's learning in it for you. And I can't say this, the longer you stay, it's going to take longer to heal. Even having faith in God, it took me 10 years because I had to relearn my life and everything is different because see, the guy was a narcissist. And once they wire your brain, they wire it in a way that they know how to trigger you. They know how to take the joy in life and laughter out of you. Y'all, let's go over here right quick and check these noodles out. But that's what that song was about. So when people be, they be looking at me like it just happened. Be like, child, I've been single 14 years. I've been in a few situationships, but no, I didn't did the nasty in there. Should have been home. Oh yeah. These noodles are ready. Yeah, I've done things I ain't supposed to have done. But the big thing about this is, this is going to have a lot of meat in it. A lot of things that I shouldn't have done. But I did it. I owned it. I take possession of it so I can do away with it. And it's just like I said. sometimes we don't know that these men already have women. And they're so good at what they do. I mean, yeah, at what they do, they're so good at it. Like, who want to leave a man that's, making them feel good about themselves? See, that was my thing. He knew how to make me feel good about myself. He would say, here come my Maybelline, baby. Because I will make up almost every day, y'all. Unfortunately, I'm going to be real about it. I will make up every day. Like, I dress up all the time. When I met him, he pulled me up out of a depression. And he pulled me up out of a bad relationship. If it wouldn't have been for him, I probably would have still been in that bad relationship. And I felt like I owed him because of that. And that's why it was hard for me to let him go, especially after he done told me all these sad stories about stuff that's went on in his life. And this is something else. I did not know he was just coming out of prison. I didn't know that when I met him. He never said a mumbling word. Y'all hear me? That dude never said a mumbling word that he had been in prison. Never said that. He was just coming out that same day that woman was fussing with him. And I think she may have been fussing with him for the same thing he did to me. Y'all know what? Oh my God. Let me tell you how reaping what you sow happens. Oh my God. I promise y'all, I ain't never looked at this like this till now. But that's exactly what happened. I reap what I sow because, this was unknowingly so. You hear me? It was an unknowingly so because he had just got out of prison. And instead of him going with the woman who had been supporting him while he was in prison, he came with me and stayed with me. Now, in 2009, he got locked up with me. And he went to prison. Let's talk about it. He went to prison. He pulled 9 months. And I was there every Sunday visiting him. Visiting and bringing home. See, at that time, you could have home-cooked meals. I would go to Sanford, North Carolina every weekend. Hauling butt up there to take pigtails and pig feet, collard greens, pork chop. Taking home-cooked Sunday dinners. He was in the lower level facility. Because he had a drug charge. That's what he was doing time for, a drug charge. And I was up there like every weekend. And this is where that was what, now here comes the reap part. The same day he got out, I was at the fence waiting for him to walk through. And I thought he was going to be really happy to see me and, give me a hug. And I didn't dream of this moment for like 9 months. I was dreaming of the moment till he gets out. Watch what I do when he gets out. We're going to be so much better because, he didn't promise me stuff on paper. How we were going to finally get married and... How we were going to finally get married. And I might have to do another podcast with a story on him because I do. We was going to get married and I had already been pregnant for him twice, so we wasn't going to have any kids. No kids were going to be, we weren't going to have our own kids together. We had two that didn't make it, so... Anyways, let me stay focused. When he walked out of that prison, that was one of the happiest times in my life. And I was so thankful that finally now, I think I was more happy about I don't have to go to Sanford anymore to see him. Now, he home now. I don't have to, do all that traveling and and cooking. Now he'll be here to help cook and, just do the normals. Well, the man that went in prison was not the same that came out. The man that came out of prison was worse. I don't know what happened while he was in there, but he came out worse. When he walked out that prison door, he did not even look at me. He was just like, let me get a cigarette. That was it. No hug, no kiss, nothing. He was like, let me get a cigarette. He was like, this ain't new to me. I done this before. And it was new to me. And I was like, I thought I was supposed to be, waiting like this and gonna get a hug and all that. And no. Nope. I was fooling myself. No. And the same day that he gets out, that he don't give me no hug or no kiss, but we pulled to a grocery store in our hometown, and he sees the woman he was hanging with when he got that charge, which was somebody he was messing with behind my back. And he gave her a big hug and a kiss while riding with me. And I had pulled over. So he said, pull over. Let me go speak to them right quick. And I was like, okay. This joker get out. He gives them a big hug, big kiss. He wasn't even happy to see me, y'all. After I done all that work for him, he was not happy to see me. And that was every moment I had after that, every moment was a wake-up call that I was just foolish. I was foolish throughout that whole relationship. Every time I thought I was being the smart one, no. I wasn't nowhere near smart. But anyway, that's how he did the same thing to me that he did to that woman. I didn't even see how that relationship is. I didn't even realize that till now. Just now. That he kissed me the same night he got out of prison. And he did that to that woman. And then he did me the same way. Ain't that something, y'all? Anyways, I'm through cooking. And we're going to talk about some more stuff like this. My songwriting experiences, because I don't want y'all to think that I'm still in that type of relationship or that I'm still with these guys, because I'm not. And clearly it's going to be clean language, but the actions may not be clean all the time, because it is my testimony and I ain't trying to lie. I ain't trying to lie for you Christians to save face with y'all. See, at the end of the day, I got to see God for everything I do, everything I say, everything I write and put out there. I got to see God for that. And I need to put realness out there. And all of it ain't cute. Some of it not cute. My granddaughter's getting to the age now, I got to talk to them about, how not to let men do you and, how to keep your body. I got to talk to them now. So I don't care about what these big-headed Christians have to say about me writing blues and stuff. It wasn't intentional to be blues. It's just the beat that I came across, and it fit the song. And if it sends the right message, then that's it. That's all it is to it. All right, y'all. So I'm fixing to go because my food is done. I need to call my girls up here so they can go ahead and eat and then get on back home, wash up, and go to school in the morning. So peace, love, and happiness. I may come back through later on and do J-Bass. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Don't even look for it. But if you just get the notification by subscribing right now or following right now, if you do that, you'll get a notification when I come on live, and then you can talk with me in the chat. See, it's a chat right down there on the side. You can talk with me in it, and I will see everything that you're saying, and I can answer you back. Because, I think we need more conversations like this about these relationships. No good men, no good women, and then how we turn our no goodness into something great, into masterpieces. And for the record, I don't even put him down anymore, because I had too much, I had too much to do with that. I had too much to do with how he treated me and how I allowed it and how I took part in it. I can't just put it all off on him. But it do come out in them songs, though. And them songs will make you either want to go love somebody or make you want to leave them. Or make you want to go where the love is at. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.